The Fan.
He's going to be in the zone. His wife Carmen is there trackside, nervously watching on. This is a tough young Dutchman hitting the wall, wiping out, and his first run this morning. And at the other end of the day, with 30 seconds left on the clock, Rinus VeeKay says, "You want to see what I'm made of? This is what I've got." Here at the Indianapolis 500 qualifying day, I'm not going to be put off by a crash. I'm going to drive my way into the fast 12. Rinus VeeKay in 11th. He pushes Colton Herter out. VeeKay has another shot at the front row tomorrow.
Oh my God. The 4-lap average, 232.419 Davey Hamilton. 11th fastest putting Colton Herter to 13th.
How great is that? The oh my gosh from Rinus VeeKay,
That's awesome.
Lee Diffie,
That's
Mark
awesome.
Janes, their respective calls. It was certainly one of the moments of Saturday. Rinus VeeKay's day could not have started worse, I would imagine, and then he ends it with a hell of a run as the clock is ticking to 0 and gets into the fast 12, and he will start on the inside of row 3 coming up on Sunday afternoon. On the Payless Liquors hotline right now, he is the man that uttered that phrase, "Oh my gosh." Rinus VeeKay, walk us through your emotions from qualifying Saturday.
Yeah, it was a crazy day, definitely. I was hoping for a very boring but nice story for Saturday and Sunday. But actually, to crash out right away in qualifying and make it back through and make it to the fast 12 was just such a great feeling and such a comeback.
When you wreck, are you thinking, oh my gosh, I might be the odd man out? Or did you think, no, plenty of time, we're getting this car back in the race, and hell, we're going to get in the fast 12?
Well, I mean, at that point, I was worried, very worried, because you don't see it very often that a car crashes and actually gets back into it and actually gets back into it fast. So, really props to the 21 crew, to the team, because they made that possible. They rebuilt the whole new car in under 3 hours. So quite a feat by them.
Rinus VeeKay joining us here on the Payless Liquors hotline. You know, you mentioned patience, and within the race you have to have patience, and then I'm sure for those 3 or 4 hours you had to have a lot of patience. When you got in the fast 12, you pull back in the pits, you see your team going crazy, but also your family was there, and they were fired up, and I'm sure there were some tears as well. What's the emotion when you take the race car driver hat off, you get out of the car, and you see all the emotion from your actual family?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was just so cool. This is actually the first time my wife got to be at the qualifying weekend, so quite the experience, the roller coaster experience for her. But no, it was crazy. I mean, it felt like pole position, and it was so unexpected. I mean, it's for me a tied first with my first win in my best ever racing memory.
He is Rinus VeeKay, again, car number 21 inside of row 3 coming up on Sunday afternoon. And for the 5th time in 5 Indy 500 starts, he will be in the first 3 rows. Rinus, let's shift gears maybe from qualifying to the actual race. And I don't know if yesterday's practice let you know anything, but how racy, how much passing do you expect there to be coming up on Sunday?
I think there's going to be quite a lot of passing. Of course, yesterday it was very hot. Track temperatures were 125 degrees. So, I mean, that's the hardest it's going to be. And there was already quite a lot of passing. We could race very well, follow pretty closely. Of course, with the car that's built in 3 hours, there were some little things, some little things that were dragging. So we didn't really have the straight line speed we wanted to have, but that's just a matter of a few days of work from the guys, and we'll be right there. But I think there will be quite a lot of passing early in the race.
You've obviously qualified extraordinarily well in your career at Indy. What's the biggest thing you've learned in terms of the race and how you have to position yourself, for that last stint and, getting up there and being one of the handful of cars that have a chance to get it done?
Well, the biggest thing for the race is to make sure you're still in it. I've had a few times that things happened that put me a lap down or to the back of the field. And, even coming from the back, I got to the top 10. But, of course, you want to win the race. So I think if you stay in the top 10 around, most race and you actually start to move up in the last stint, that's where you can really be in contention for a race win.
Rinus VeeKay with us here. He'll be row 3 on Sunday, the number 21 Chevrolet. He joins us here on the Payless Liquors hotline. Rinus, patience or aggression? Which is more important for you on Sunday?
Well, patience for the first 170 laps and then aggression for the last 30, I would say.
Which is more difficult?
I think the patience, because it's a race that can, it can count up to 3.5 hours of racing, which, you do get some mental fatigue. So, it's hard to stay patient because as a race car driver, you want to pass guys.
He is Rinus VeeKay. Again, absolutely thrilling Saturday of qualifying. You heard it right there to lead off our interview. A hell of a run by him to get into the Fast 12, and he will start on the inside of row 3 here coming up on Sunday. Rinus, what's the thing you look forward to the most on race day? It could be pre-race or obviously the race itself.
I look forward to a lot on Sunday, but I think I look forward to finishing that last lap of the race because there's such a long preparation for this race that you want to get in the car, race, and get it over with.
What's the most tense moment of Sunday?
I really think the start's just getting in there, making sure that the car's going to be good, that the car's going to be handling great, and actually going to find out, do we have the speed today to go for that win?
When you talk about the start, I'm kind of curious this, Pat O'Ward, Felix Rosenquist, two former teammates of each other at Arrow McLaren are next to you in row 3. How much do you communicate with guys beside you, in front of you, behind you, in any way, I guess, shape or form, and how you are going to handle the first few laps? Or is it pretty much everyone's on their own and they know how to handle it?
I mean, they're all experienced guys. They're smart. They know it's a 500-mile race. But still, there's in the green room, you get in touch with them, you talk to them, and of course, to finish first, you first get to finish. So especially they know that.
Rinus VeeKay with us. I've asked a couple different drivers this. Listen, you've had a fun weekend, but also a very good weekend. I don't want you to touch the money, but if you happen to win on Sunday, do you know how you would celebrate being a winner of the Indianapolis 500?
I mean, you cannot prepare for that. So I think if that happens, my emotions will take over. But I think you'll definitely see a lot of happiness, not just for me, but from the whole team and family.
Was mom or wife more nervous on Saturday, Rinus?
Well, I don't know. I think it's a pretty good tie. They both deal with their nerves a bit differently. But I think knowing my wife, who is also an athlete, she can get pretty nervous.
Well, I think it was your wife, Rinus.
The emotion was pretty cool.
Yeah, she's I call that she's very fanatic.
Well, it was a pretty awesome scene there, and your emotion as well, and hearing it with your radio team was awesome. So congrats on that. I can only imagine what the stress level is like on Saturday, and pulling for you come race day. So have a great rest of the week, man, and looking forward to watching you on Sunday.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.